SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
When addiction takes control, getting help can change everything. Parkwood Behavioral Health System offers compassionate, evidence-based addiction treatment for adults right here in Mississippi. Take the first step today. Visit parkwoodbhs.com. Healing starts here. With limited exceptions, physicians are not employees or agents of this facility.
Roll pre-record on my count. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Roll A, fade up on A.
Southern Miss to the top. You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour.
Okay, everybody, let's go. SuperTalk Eagle Hour is back on the air. Bob Getty and Kelly Sander. We're in the Southern Bancorp studio here in cloudy Oak Grove, Mississippi. Opening segment of today's show sponsored by Movie Star Restaurant, where you go for the best buffet in the Pine Belt. People have been going there for 25 years. They're over there eating right now. Wish I was with them. Kelly does too. Movie Star Restaurant, delicious buffets, cooked 6 days a week, country cooking at its best.
Their plates are just a little bit small, which means I have to go back 6 or 7 times.
I noticed that the last time I was there with you. You're the only guy I ever saw that ate a 3-course meal, went and had dessert, then came back and got a second plate of the original food.
Well, it's called, what, is it 7 courses?
7 courses,
yes. 7 trips
for me.
What
was that so famously the Chinese man said to you at his buffet?
Enough, you go home now. You've been here 2 hours.
That's Kelly Sander, 601.
Yes,
Hey, welcome to the show. Dickey's Barbecue Pit, Movie Star Restaurant, such great restaurants to go to. Dickey's, of course, a great place for catering. So if you've got an event you want to cater in the upcoming future, we would suggest Dickey's Barbecue. All right, lots of baseball news. Final polls came out this morning. Southern Miss finishes 17th nationally in the Baseball America poll, 24th in the D1 poll, which is a little odd. Normally, Baseball America hadn't given the love D1 does, but 17 and 24. So in the top 25 in both major polls. We thought it'd be a great day to bring Coach Ladd Rhodes on the show because there's more breaking news. Coach Rhodes is out in Atlanta right now recruiting future Golden Eagles. And Coach, Kelly and I were surprised. We thought this was the time of the year that all you coaches would be on your private yachts down in the Caribbean, resting a little bit.
Yeah, that would be ideal. That would be nice. I just don't have the private yacht to do that. I'm at the bar Kelly's, but no, I wish. No, this is a busy time for us, and so it's nonstop as soon as the season ends, and right back to it. So a lot of fun and definitely busy. Well,
before we get to all the questions we have, you guys are out there recruiting. So when you're on these are you watching tournaments? Are you visiting with high school players? What does that mean when you say you're on the road recruiting, Coach?
Yeah, so right now we're in Atlanta. We're watching. It's a big WWBA tournament. Watching a lot of our commits and catching up with them, seeing them play, and then also this summer you start watching a bunch of 2028s, which is will be juniors this year, and so keeping a list of them. We can't contact them till August 1st, so having a list for them, but definitely watching these high school guys and the tournaments they're in.
Coach Rhodes, I wanted to ask you, we've got our ear to the ground on the Major League collective bargaining agreement negotiations that are going on between the Major League players and the owners. It does not look good right now that there's even going to be a Major League season next year, at least to start the season. But one of the things the owners want to do is make the amateur draft smaller than it is now. It was originally even bigger than it is currently. They want to make it even smaller than it is now. If that were to pass, with the MLB players, I would think that would be good news for colleges because not as many kids would make it to the draft.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't do too much detail and reading into it just because we've been pretty nonstop.
Sure.
And moving forward, so I don't want to say anything wrong, but I do think it would be beneficial. It obviously allows the opportunity for these high school guys to get to campus. As you all know, our model from a recruiting standpoint is a high school model and bringing in guys and developing them. So I think whereas a lot of these Power 4 programs and all those programs are heavily vested in the portal, I would think they continue to do that, and it would create an opportunity for us to to bring in, more high school guys and a better high school player too. And so I think it's beneficial for us, very much so. I'll be very curious to see how it all shakes out and what they end up deciding on.
Yeah, well, the owners, of course, it'd be one less player that they have to pay. So that's another reason why they want a smaller draft.
Coach, and so certainly Southern Miss is a developmental program, no question about that. But you do have to go into the portal some, and you did that here since the end of the season. Can you kind of review for us the kids that you can talk about now that have signed out of the portal and are officially now Golden Eagles?
Yeah, like you just said, we don't make our roster out of the portal. Do we use it? Yes. And for us, it's an opportunity to bring in guys who have experience and that are older and that have, played in big moments and can step in and add competition and compete right away. And so I feel like, there's a lot of good players. This is the portal stuff. It's gotten crazy. There's thousands of kids in the portal. And so, for us, we're very specific in, we obviously want good players. We want talented players, but it's also got to be the fit. Someone who can fit in here with Southern Miss and who we are and know the standards and the culture here. And the last thing we want to do is disrupt that. And so we feel like, we've added 5 guys, 3 out the portal, 2 were junior college guys that were going other places. I think we did a really good job of finding guys that fit who we are and our model here and who we are at Southern Miss. And so, from the pitching standpoint, we added one, Drew Harrison, who was at Pearl River, had a phenomenal year, was a starter there. And fortunately enough, things worked out where we had an opportunity to get him here. And so I'm excited about him. Obviously, really good stuff, a fit here. He knows our program. He knows who we are. He knows the guys on our roster and who they are. And so very excited about him stepping in with our pitching staff. And then we brought in 4 position players. And so trying to go through and see, make sure that the ones I talk about are signed. Bob, Cade Baker, outfielder from Toledo. Obviously for us, we wanted to get more dynamic. We wanted to add some more athleticism to the roster. Someone who had a great year last year, 9th in the country in doubles. Can play center, can play right, can play all outfield positions, but 18 stolen bases, and excited about him joining that outfield. And then Brady Wild from UAB, another one who, obviously his family graduated from Southern Miss, loves this place, had a phenomenal year last year for them. Someone who can come in and play second base, can kind of play all over the infield, but just an experienced left-handed hitter. That was something we really wanted to add, an experienced bat that's had success as well. Cannon Peary from Grand Canyon. Obviously, we lost a staple this program, and in Russo, and he brought so much to the program, to the university. And so from a production standpoint, we wanted to bring in a physical first baseman and someone who could hit doubles and hit in the middle of a lineup and hit homers. And we were able to get Cannon here. He's 6'3", 6'4", 230 pounds. I think the fun part about him, he had 8 stolen bases. He's a guy who's played corner outfield. So, he's somebody who can move around, who could really run the bases and have some speed there too. And then Brock Clayton, kid from Gulf Breeze, Florida. Brock was committed or went to Florida out of high school, and then left and went to Northwest Florida. Hit 350 or 360 this year. Big physical left-handed bat. He's 6'2", 6'3", very toolsy. Was committed to South Carolina. And obviously with the coaching change, some of that changed. And so obviously want to add depth, but he's also someone who can catch and then move around to other positions. Very athletic, can run. So again, big thing for us is we wanted really good hitters, but we wanted some athleticism and be able to be dynamic as well with that.
Well, I appreciate that update. And also, I heard all through the year that the new class of kids coming in this year could be among the best ever signed at Southern Miss. So are you looking to get productivity out of your high school kids that will be joining your team this year?
Yeah, I think so. We are very excited about this class, especially, we like the pitchers too, but offensively, what a really talented class that we're bringing in. And all those guys, very athletic, can steal bases, can run, can play numerous positions, all across the infield and outfield. And so very excited, especially, obviously there's some rule changes out there, the 5-for-5 to where there's technically no more, red shirts. They have 5 years to play, and so you're not holding back on some of those guys. And obviously, yeah, there's some of them that we like to see produce early, but you got to bring them along and develop them and make sure they're ready for that. So definitely excited about this class coming in.
All right, Coach, I know you're recruiting, but can we hold you over for just a couple of more questions? Short break Absolutely. Coming up. All right, we've got Coach Ladd Rhodes with us. He's in Atlanta, Georgia at a big baseball tournament out there recruiting for the Golden Eagles.
And if he's probably in the air conditioning, so he'd probably stay the whole show.
Well, if it's anything like it is in the parking lot outside of the building here, I can't really. So more from Coach Rhodes on the other side of the break. As we head to the break, want to remind you about Forest Healthcare. They remind you that keeping up with your favorite team is fun, but you are always the most important player. So you be sure you get an annual physical, eat right, exercise, do everything you can to make your health as good as it can be. And always remember that Forest Health can help you with expert medical care closer to home, foresthealth.org. And we are extremely grateful to have them part of the Eagle Hour family. Mo Beignet Company as well, 2902 Hardy Street. Check out their Facebook page. Peach, I think, is the topping of the month. 4th of July coming up. I'm sure there'll be something patriotic, shall I say.
Something red, white, and blue, strawberries, blueberries.
There we go. More with baseball coach Ladd Rhodes, other side of the break. Stay with us.
Big news from Robinson Electric Supply in Laurel. We've moved. You'll now find us directly behind our old building, right by Sawmill Animal Hospital. We're still your trusted electrical distributor, carrying everything from conduit to tape. And don't forget our full line of Milwaukee tools. Whether you're a contractor or a DIY pro, stop by the new Robinson Electric Supply at 1222 West 6th Street and see what's lighting up Laurel. Robinson Electric Supply. New location, same trusted service.
The Eagle Hour. Southern Miss to the top.
All right, welcome back, everybody. Eagle Tire West sponsors this segment of our show. That's our buddy Matt Warren out on Highway 98 West. His dad runs Eagle Tire. That's up on Hardy Street. Between them, they sell Goodyear tires and every major brand tire product. Full service for your truck and your auto. They've done work for me. They do first-rate work. They're big Southern Miss supporters, and most importantly, they're locally owned since 1985. Eagle Tire West. We're so proud to have them part of the SuperTalk Eagle Hour family. Hey, we like our podcast too, and we think you do, and we thank you for listening. Apple, Audible, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Alexa, or Siri will play it for you. Oh, we've got the baseball coach Ladd Rhodes on the phone with us. He's out in Atlanta recruiting. All right, Coach. So I watched the College World Series. And I watch Oklahoma win the thing. And then I get up this morning, and what is the first thing I'm advised, Coach, is that my baseball team is going to go to Texas next March. And why don't we just play the national champion Oklahoma Sooners to kick off the year, Coach Rhodes?
That's right. Let's just get right into it. No, obviously excited about that. Going this past year, going to Round Rock, what an experience that was for our guys. And so definitely something we wanted to keep doing. And we were kind of told, it's going to be a pretty good lineup for next year. And then a couple weeks ago, Coach Isles was informed of who it was. And, it's exciting. That's what you want, right? You want to go somewhere, play in an awesome venue, awesome atmosphere, and play against the best. And so definitely looking forward to that.
It was that tournament this year, I think, that really set the stage for the Golden Eagles and really threw the Golden Eagles up into the national spotlight and sort of set the pace for the rest of the year. Am I right about that?
Yeah, I agree. I think we were that was the weekend. Not that, we didn't know if we were going to be good or anything like that. That's not what I mean. But that was kind of the weekend where you looked around and go, we can play with anyone if we play right. If we play good, we can match up with anyone. And obviously had really good competition that weekend. I think it gave our guys some confidence walking out of there 3-0 and kind of set the standard for the season.
And then you've got Kansas that is in that field, which they hosted a regional this year. Interesting, the upswing of Kansas, because Kansas State used to be kind of the baseball king in that state, but the Jayhawks have really rebounded. They're playing great. And the Anteaters of Cal Irvine will make up that field next. It certainly doesn't Doesn't get much better than that, for sure.
No.
No, it doesn't.
What does that do for the program to be elevated and invited to these sort of national platforms, Coach Rhodes? How does that help the program?
I think it does a lot. I think it puts you on a national stage early in the season instead of late in the year. Those games can be televised and all that stuff, and you're playing against, college baseball names and traditions that have been a force for a while. You're talking about, 3 programs that are big logos and big names, especially obviously when it comes to college baseball. And so watching, people getting to watch us compete and have success against them, I think it does a lot for us and our program and for our players. And it's definitely, earned, and I think our fans love it and enjoy that part of it too.
And Coach Rhodes, not only is the fan base a family for Southern Miss baseball, you guys as a staff have been very tight-knit, a family. You lost, although in a good way, a member of that family, Travis Creel, taking the job at Jack State, and Danny Lynch going with him as an assistant coach. Danny Lynch, not a coach at Southern Miss. He was at Abilene Christian. But middle-aged women's season tickets have been on the uptick there at Jacksonville State with Danny Lynch going there. But a bittersweet thing with Travis Creel getting the Jack State job, yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I can talk from a personal level.
Sure.
And thank you for giving me the opportunity to do that because, that's my best friend, one of my best friends, and someone who's done a lot for me. And then you also watch how much he loved this university and this program and gave everything he had. And so I can't tell you or express in words how excited I am for him, how excited I am for his family. It's definitely something that's earned. There's only so many of those jobs out there, and to get one at such a great program as Jacksonville State, obviously seeing what they were able to do this year in the season they had, and for him to be the head man now, it fires me up just from a personal level, man. I'm so excited for him. I'll never forget when he called me and told me, borderline excitement, emotional, but just excited for him and for that opportunity. And so, yeah, he gave everything, and you could ask our players. The players will tell you everything. They're honest, and I think every single one of them will talk about how much they appreciate him and love him and how much he helped them grow and develop. And so I think everyone's, it's bittersweet. You hate to lose him, but extremely excited for him.
And take us behind closed doors as far as how Division I coaches work, particularly when you're as close as you guys have been. In this regard, he obviously was helping recruit players as well. All right, and
Correct.
You're talking about the 28s now or whatever. Is there some sort of unwritten rule that now that he leaves Southern Miss that he could not pursue those same players? Or what type of gentleman's agreements, if you will, take place in situations like that?
I think it's more of a respect deal because of the relationship. The last thing either one of us want to happen is to ruin that, and so that's obviously one of the things. Never would he, talk our players into coming there, or our recruits. Never would that happen, and I think that's just more of a respect and a relationship side, part of this deal as well. So, I agree. I think it's definitely a respect side of it that would never take place or happen because of the relationships we have here.
Unfortunately, that doesn't happen across the board, though.
No doubt. No, you're 100% spot on. It doesn't, and that's why Southern Miss as a whole, this program, this university. It's so special. It's why we've had success is because of that and the relationships and the trust here.
All right, Coach, we're sitting here on June 23rd, and as of now, with a week left and the portal being open, Southern Miss has not suffered any big surprises, and probably no program in America has done a better job of retaining its roster through all this chaos than the Golden Eagles have. We haven't seen any big names from the roster in the portal. How comfortable do you feel at this point with a week left that we will not have a last-minute surprise?
Well, I guess as a coach, you never really feel comfortable until that sucker closes, because crazy things can happen. But I do trust our players. I really do. We've had great conversations with them throughout this month. And, obviously I would expect to lose nobody, but today's day and age, you never know. But I think our players do know this. They know how special this place is. They know what it means to put those pinstripes on and to play in front of one of the best fan bases in the country. And, they enjoy that. They love that, to play deep in the postseason and the relationships they've created here. So I do believe in that. I have confidence in our guys. of wanting to stay here, wanting to be here. I'm telling you, they've had people reach out. I can assure you that. I'm not going to really get into that, but I can assure you that. But our guys are loyal, and they love the opportunity to play at Southern Miss. And so I trust them, but again, you're never just fully comfortable until this thing closes down.
All right, final question I have for you, very, very special. Anytime you have a kid on your roster invited to participate in Team USA, but my heavens, how unusual is it to have your entire weekend rotation invited to the Team USA workouts? Yeah,
how awesome. Those guys, earning that opportunity. Obviously, all three had an unbelievable year here for us. And so what a special opportunity for them. But no, I would think that's something, I don't know the numbers on it. That's extremely rare when your whole weekend rotation goes out to Team USA. Obviously, there's a lot of excitement with them going, and I know they'll continue, obviously should build confidence from getting this opportunity to go play with the best in the country. Mm-hmm. So, I don't, like I said, I don't know the numbers, but I would think it's pretty rare. Are they gone now, Coach? Have they already left? I think they leave in a few days. Okay. I think it's sometime this week or the back end of this week they'll be heading out. Well, look, we sure appreciate you taking a break from recruiting to talk to us, and you're welcome on our show anytime. Now that Travis moved on, here's the bad news. We're very likely gonna nab you for our Wednesday reviews coming next year if you'd be willing to come on the show, Coach. Absolutely. I'll be looking forward to it. All right, Coach. Only when we win, though. Not when we lose. When we lose, we can't do it. Well, that's so rare that it never really comes into play, Coach. I'm just kidding. Anytime. I'll look forward to it. Thank you, Coach. We sure appreciate your time. Absolutely. Thank y'all. Coach Ladd Rhodes, everybody. Man, it never ends, does it? They're out there at a baseball tournament in 250-degree weather watching kids play that aren't eligible for, another 2 or 3 years? You have to go where the players are. And the Atlanta area, with Perfect Game having its facility there in East Cobb, Baseball Factory, all these different places that have these great facilities now, it's a one-stop shop now for a lot of coaches that'll book a week or two at these, and they'll have 3 or 4 different tournaments in a 2-week period that they can just kind of camp out there and see a lot of talented kids. You've heard nothing about your connections at Pearl River. I know there's one Pearl River player on the roster that there was maybe a little concern that people were throwing a lot of money at him. I'm not going to name any names, but you've heard nothing to make you think Southern Miss is on the verge of losing anyone important from PRCC? No. Okay. No, I've not. Okay. That's good to hear. It is, because look, it's a whole different world. We're not going to throw any names around. No, but as we've talked about, the Southern Miss program now is elevated to the point where they really don't take a back seat to anybody. Well, you just heard him say they snatched one right out of the jaws of South Carolina that was committed there. Interesting to me, the one statistic he was talking about how athletic these guys are, but almost every time he mentioned stolen bases. I think you're going to see a little different offensive approach next year. It looks like it. Well, we've got one of the newest members of the M Club Hall of Fame, and she was one heck of a basketball player. What did Coach call her? Jamierra Faulkner. Jam Faulkner next on the SuperTalk Eagle Hour.
You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour. The Eagle Hour. Southern Miss to the top.
Okay, Eagle Tire West sponsors this segment of the SuperTalk Eagle Hour. That's where you'll go for baseball, softball training for kids, adult training of every sport. You can play basketball as an adult, and they can make you quicker and more agile and more coordinated, I'm sure. At D-Bat on Hardy Street, and I know you've been trying to track down Luke Reynolds. Have you had any luck, Kelly? I have not. He's gonna be the subject of next week's Unsolved Mysteries on NBC. We're going to find Luke Reynolds, and Kelly's going to physically probably not going to physically do it, but Kelly's going to ask him to come plead to the studio. Hey, we got more greatness on the show today, and it's certainly not me and Kelly. It is Jamierra Faulkner, who is the newest member of the Southern Miss M Club Hall of Fame, and well-deserved, a standout basketball player for Joy Lee McNellis. And Jamierra, first of all, where were you, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was at home when I got the news, actually. I had a phone call from Miss Munger. She told me the great news.
Well, Kelly and I will never be put into any. Well, Kelly's in the Hall of Fame down at the post office for the most posters.
Yeah, that's me.
So we don't know what that feels like. But what does that feel like to be told that you've been basically now an immortal, basically, with Southern Miss Athletics?
I think I'm still trying to take it in. Like, I told my family and my close friends, and they're like, "That's such a big deal. We're so happy for you." And I don't know. I guess it'll hit me once I finally get down there in October.
I got you. Well, you play here from 2010 to 2014, Conference USA Player of the Year, third-round draft pick by the Chicago Sky, and played 2 years in the WNBA. Before we get to that, you played for Joy Lee McNellis. What did she teach you about basketball and life that helped you attain this lofty spot in the Hall of Fame, Jamierra?
It's what didn't she teach me? That lady, wow, she took me right under her wing as soon as I got there. And I could say the thing that I learned the most was pushing through things when you get tired. You know, being in college and being an athlete, it's like a full-time job. Waking up early, making it to class, making sure you eat. We have practice, we have film, we have flights. Just pushing through things when you're tired, and I still use that to this day.
You know, Jam, you're from West Palm Beach. That's where you make your home now. The basketball footprint at Southern Miss never really has been that big on a nationwide basis until the transfer portal. You were pre-transfer portal. How does a girl from West Palm wind up in Hattiesburg?
Well, you know, for one, Coach McNellis recruited me the hardest. I kind of didn't understand it, you know, as a kid. But she recruited me the hardest. I took my visit, and it just felt like everything, it made sense. You know, the point guard at the time was a two-guard playing in the one position. She took me out there to the football field. The Carlisle Faulkner field has my last name on it. Everything just felt right.
Oh, so the Faulkner. Okay, so we have the record straight now. The Faulkner on the
is actually named after Jam. That is Jam Faulkner Field. In case people don't know that.
What a great recruiting ploy by Joy, right? Just think that. Yeah. But now, when you also look at another one of your colleagues was a basketball great at Southern Miss, Pauline Love, now the head basketball coach, women's coach at Alabama. I dare say that the two of you really put women's basketball on the national map here. To see Pauline do what she's doing, also from a professional basketball background, that's got to be kind of cool.
No, that's amazing. I when I found out the news, me and Pauline always keep in touch. When I found out the news, I shot her a text because I know she's getting ready for media and press and all that stuff. She's very busy, but yeah, me and Pauline, we still keep in contact, and I'm super proud of her.
Well, Jamierra, I want to change subjects for just a moment. I asked you about this off air. I watched a little WNBA last night. You played for the Chicago Sky for 2 years, and this was Indiana playing the Lynx and Phoenix, I believe, Phoenix Lynx. And as I told you, it basically was a 2-hour technical foul, pointing fingers, pushing and shoving, arguing and fighting. You had a fascinating take on that. Why we're seeing so much of that in women's professional basketball. Will you share that with our listeners?
Yeah, I honestly think it's for a viral moment, and the players have gotten soft, and they're just looking for something to have to post on their page. Even with like pre-game and getting dressed up, I think that's become more important than the actual game.
Well, you're coaching now, Jam. So what do you tell your players about the place that social media should have in their athletic lives?
Well, me being a coach, I'm coaching high school girls. You know, they still want to do TikToks and things like that, which is fine. But when we're on the court, that's all we're thinking about. When you're outside of the court, you can do whatever you please. And at your home, you do whatever you please. But we focus up once we get in the gym.
All right, so you played in the league in 15 and 16, correct?
I played for 6 years.
Oh, you played for 6
14
years.
to 20.
Oh, well, you sure did have someone gave me a note here that said 2 years. I apologize.
With the Sky.
With the Sky.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, how different, how is women's professional basketball different than in your era, which wasn't that long ago, really?
Well, for one, they're getting paid. They're finally getting paid a lot more. I can't tell you that much. But there's a lot of big names, a lot of big faces out there now. I believe everyone's getting a chance, getting an opportunity, instead of just keying in on 1, 2, 3 different players. I think you hear a lot from the bench players as well now.
And now that there's a couple of years data that could it give you a way to make a decision one way or the other, good or bad, Caitlin Clark for the WNBA? I'm guessing the fact that you're hesitating, you're going to say bad.
Well, I mean, she's a ball player. I have nothing against Caitlin Clark. But I think, again, there's just so much media fed into that player.
Right.
But she's a ball player. She can score. She can in every aspect of the game. But I think there's a lot of media there that shouldn't be.
Well, she had her 5th technical foul last night, and there was a lot of discussion about that. There's really not an excuse for that. Do you think the media has something to do with a player like a Caitlin Clark just feeling like they've just got to be the center of attention?
Well, the media does the aftermath. The media, they obviously get the content, post it, clip it, whatever, make it into whatever they want to make it to. But as a player, you have to learn how to control your emotions as well. It's a physical game. You're going to get hit. You got to push through it. It's basketball.
Right. You learned from a pretty tough lady in your own right about you better be physical and you better play defense. Did you ever hear Joy Lee McNellis talk about the importance of defense?
Oh, yeah, all the time. All the time. If you didn't play defense, you weren't playing.
You weren't going to get off the bench, were you?
I asked the late coach one time, was there a question in all of her years of coaching that she had never been asked by her players? And she said yes. And I said, what was that? And she said, they never asked her, could they have a day off?
No, we thought about it. I can tell you that. We talked about it amongst each other, but we never asked her.
You never got up that much.
Yeah, took some guts to do that.
I know you agree with us. She was a really special lady. She was a special friend to Kelly and I, and I know her relationship with young women like you. I covered her a lot. Jamierra, you could tell me if my observation was correct. I just saw unabashed love between a lot of girls that played basketball for Joy Lee McNellis and that woman, that it appeared to me she was more than just a coach to a lot of those young women, Jamierra.
Absolutely, myself included. Like I said, she took me right in. It was tough transitioning from high school to college. I would get frustrated a lot. I actually quit the team twice. I'm not sure if anybody knew that. And she'd always come right back around, talk to me, calm me down, and she brought me back, and I'm glad that she did.
What was it about your skill set that she liked so much and felt like she had to have you?
I believe I was willing to do anything up against any player, and I played hard no matter what. You might not be the top scorer, top rebounder, but you play hard. That's what Coach McNellis wants. She wants somebody that plays hard, somebody that's very coachable, and that's what I was. I also had to grow into it a little bit better, but she helped me with that.
Well,
everything was my fault, even if it wasn't. But I had to learn that as point guard, and I accepted it. It turned out pretty good.
No, I think it turned out more than pretty good. 6-year professional career, splendid college career, and now you're in the M Club Hall of Fame, and I just can't think of a better person to be in it. It is well deserved. We're very, very happy for you, and we thank you sincerely for coming on the Eagle Hour today, Jamierra.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
All right, Jamierra Faulkner. I should say the great Jamierra Faulkner.
Yeah.
She was a great basketball
And
player.
she's paying it forward, too. She's coaching. And she doesn't have to really do anything, right?
Right.
But to be that influence now on high school athletes down in the West Palm Beach area, that's speaks a lot of her character.
Isn't that interesting? 6-year pro vet. She says they're soft and they're just playing to be on social media.
And they don't want to play defense. But and she talked about how Joy Lee McNellis, if you don't play defense, you're not playing. If you don't play hard, you're not going to play. That's exactly the way Joy was when she was a player at
Correct.
Southern Miss. It didn't matter, man. There was only one speed, and that's full speed ahead.
She approached her life that way.
Yes.
She fought cancer that way.
And coached almost literally to the very end.
Exactly right. Never be another one. We'll be right back.
Big news from Robinson Electric Supply in Laurel. We've moved. You'll now find us directly behind our old building, right by Sawmill Animal Hospital. We're still your trusted electrical distributor, carrying everything from conduit to tape. And don't forget our full line of Milwaukee tools. Whether you're a contractor or a DIY pro, stop by the new Robinson Electric Supply at 1222 West 6th Street and see what's lighting up Laurel. Robinson Electric Supply. New location, same trusted service.
Southern Miss to the top. To the top. You're tuned in to the Eagle Hour.
The things you hear in this studio, I've never heard the expression twerk off.
You haven't?
No, but
Okay.
I have now.
Yes, you have.
I have now. Wow. I don't know what to say. You got some gold or silver laying around your house, maybe some old jewelry, some old coins that you don't have any use for, and who doesn't have use for cash? Well, what I would do, what would you do?
I would. I'd take it to Marty Vick.
Yeah,
that's what I'd do. 'Cause he's done this for longer than anybody in the Hattiesburg area. He's always been a straight shooter. That's why he's been in business so long.
That's right.
Treats people fairly, and he'll keep it on the down low. If for some reason you don't want people knowing what's going on, he take care of that too. Of course, I'd always want people to know. Well, no, I guess I wouldn't.
No, well, he'll take care of it either way. You've known him a long time, right?
Yes, I have. Yeah, we were in Parchman together.
Were you?
It's a long story.
He's still a wanted man down in Panama City Beach, I found out this past summer.
Okay.
From something that happened, I don't know, years ago. He didn't really want to go into any great detail.
If he was only wanted in his own home, that would that would be an improvement.
I guess you could tell we both know Marty pretty well.
Yes.
Marty Vick at Jewel Masters. Don't be fooled by the Johnny-come-latelys. Marty Vick will take better care of you than anybody. So will our friends at MCS Home Center. Talk about another great local family. Home repair, home remodeling, home construction. They got all the materials, supplies, and everything you need to make sure your next project, whether it be your home, your lawn, or your garden, is taken care of. MCS is Hattiesburg's new improvement home center. Local folks eager to help you. That's one of the great things about the Bellevue community that's beginning to really develop west of Hattiesburg. And what could have been a bigger step in that direction than MCS Home Center opening its new facility in Bellevue?
Well, it literally, if you're like in Bellevue and you try to get to downtown Hattiesburg, depending on the stoplights, I'm not kidding, it can be 40 minutes. Yeah, 30 to 40 minutes.
Yes.
To get you downtown.
So it's pretty convenient, and it's a beautiful store, and it's, again, local people, and I don't think you can emphasize enough the importance of doing business locally.
I wanted to ask you about this, Bob, about the game of baseball, because you're a purist, I'm a purist, old school, if you will. America's pastime, 4th of July coming up, nothing more American than baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, all those sorts of things. But now you've got one particular organization, and again, this is not right or wrong, I just want to get your spin on it, the Savannah Bananas phenomenon that's going on nationwide. And to put it in context, if you're not familiar with Savannah Banana Ball, they're essentially an organization that are like the Harlem Globetrotters of basketball.
Correct.
Remember back in the day when Curly Neal and Meadowlark Lemon and the Harlem Globetrotters would travel the world? They were the clown princes of basketball. Tremendous technicians, great basketball players, but wove in some comedy bit routines and with a basketball game that was entertaining for the kids and so on. And everybody loved the Harlem Globetrotters. A lot of people obviously like what the Savannah Bananas are doing because they're selling out 70 and 80,000 seat baseball stadiums. But you got some old school baseball fans that just aren't real keen on the whole Savannah Banana thing.
No.
Your thoughts?
Well, first of all, I do recognize how popular it is. I watched actually a little bit of one of those games over the weekend, and I found myself a little confused as to why so many people would have been there. I love the game of baseball. I think it's the greatest sport ever invented. This is virtually nothing but the Harlem Globetrotter baseball version. It has nothing to do with the game of baseball. I don't really think seriously they care who wins the game. I think it's more about costumes and entertainment and comedy. And kudos to the guys that invented it because they're making bank. But no, Kelly, I don't understand. I don't understand how a true baseball fan who loves the game of baseball would be a banana ball fan, if that makes sense.
But if we could rewind the tape, would we have said the same thing about basketball fans in the 1950s when the Globetrotters?
That's a great question, and I'm not in any way putting it down.
No, I get
realize it's a very successful business model,
and kids seem to love it.
I don't think it's any worse than the Globetrotters were. No, I mean I think it's the same principle, don't you?
And it does allow baseball players who certainly have skills.
They are talented guys. Yeah, there's no doubt
that they're just not as big or as fast as maybe some.
And I'll put it this way, Kelly. I watched a little bit of that, as I say, and I saw how much fun everybody in the stands were having. And you know what? If you want to pay your money to go watch that and your family enjoy it, God bless you, and I'm glad that you can do it. It's not something that I would do, but certainly I think it's a wonderful thing for families that enjoy it.
Now, in the game that you watched, did the guy on stilts, did he happen to?
No, but the third base coach, it was a Texas team they were playing, and he didn't have on a shirt and had chaps and the vest and all. It's just weird, Kelly. Hell, it's just weird. There's no other way to put it.
Well, whatever the formula is, I tell you what, whoever marketed,
they're brilliant.
Yeah,
and they're rich.
And how they talked investors into this, when you would think that investors would be people like you and me, older people,
right,
who are more traditional.
Well, you know, they played during the Southern Miss baseball season at the Superdome and sold it out. And weeks after that, I saw people at USM games wearing banana shirts.
And I think they're coming back to the coast or New Orleans again sometime in the fall. So
money. Yeah,
you got it, buddy. And God bless them, they're working.
Only
right?
in America. That's exactly
paying
right.
taxes.
Pay some damn taxes. More people need to.
Leave our Social Security alone, though.
Southern Miss
to the top.
Time keeps on slipping into the future. On slipping into the future. I wanna fly like an eagle to the sea. Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. I go through the revolution.
A SuperTalk Mississippi media production.